Okay, now that story mode's done, now we go on to the real challenge, aka... Hey guys, it's Gum here and we are back with more Super Monkey Ball 2, and last time we finished up... No, shoot. I just having the announcer say the line though, but I couldn't hit B in time to back out of that, so... Yeah, this time we'll be starting on... Here, so... Yeah, we can choose to play this up to 4 people here, but I don't have 4 people, but you can all share one controller, which is nice, but you will not receive play points if you're playing co-op. But you will if you're playing single player, which is what I'm doing here, and yeah, from multiple characters we can choose here, so we don't have to choose just I. But we're going like reverse order here, start with Gong Gong and work our way back to the front end. So, this is interesting. There should be one more here, but oh well. We'll just go in order here. Start off with, and let me. Alright, can't do that. We'll start off the beginner and go in order. But yeah, really long. The reason why it's like that, why the 4th option's not there, that was because I'm actually doing challenge mode here on memory card B. Here that I have inserted in my Wii. Mainly because since I didn't have all the stages unlocked in slot B, I figured, might as well kill 2 birds with one stone. And record this and this in slot B as well as unlock those remaining stages. Then first try. Okay, so challenge mode works here is that you have a set amount of lives, and you have to clear all those stages for those set amount of lives to unlock some extra stages. But yeah, of course when you start off for the first time you only have like 3 lives. You notice I set it to like 99, but the counter up there says 98. Well, that's because well, it counts 0 as a life. It's like 0. It's counted as like extra lives you have, not lives you have in total. Oh, but yeah. At first, it may seem like we're just going for all the main stages again, which in a way we kind of are. But eventually, it becomes like these bonus stages, which these bonus stages are used for gaining. For gathering up bananas. As you can see, there was a ton around the edge of this bowl here. So yeah, that is quite nice, good way to getting bananas. But since I'm already maxed out on lives, I don't need to do that. And what's cool about this stage that the background changes as well. I'll have to show it for the next one we come to. And yeah, even though we are going through most of the same stages we've already went through, most of them have like different theme variants of like, where the environment, they're in like a different world now, as you can see. Remaining levels of World 1 here are in the World 5 art style here, so that's cool. It's something I always quite like, seeing like the alternate stages that I've already seen from from story mode, but changed to be in a different style. And for the most part, that's how it goes here for challenge mode. There are like a couple exceptions, of course, and I'm thinking I'm gonna skip those exceptions because it'll be pretty much the same thing. And the only difference is we'll be playing with a different monkey here. And all the monkeys control exactly the same in this here, so there's nothing we can do. There's no difference in them. But that is one thing I do kind of wish that you could do in story mode, is choose what monkey to play as. But no, that's not an option. You're forced to play as II for all of them. Like that's even something like Banana Blitz HD did correctly, where you can just choose whatever character you want. But it's just a minor thing. But the only way to like place the character, the other monkeys in like the story mode stages is to do it in practice mode. But even then, that is a little bit of a pain to like keep doing, set it up each time. But I'll get to that when we get to practice mode. And yeah, now at the end of the beginner stages here, and of course, yeah, you do have continues. I think you have up to 5 continues, which you'll use up after you lose all your lives. But since I'm maxed out on lives, we won't be seeing that. But you do get a reward for clearing the stages just without using a single continue, which we will see of it now. Well, once the replay is over, that I can't skip this, unfortunately. I finished without using a continue. Now it's time to complete the extra level. Yeah, for clearing all the stages in that mode there, you unlock 10 extra stages per difficulty. Okay, so since I cleared beginner, we have 10 extra beginner stages to do. Same with advanced and expert. But of course, like with advanced and expert, you have like 30/50 stages to do, but don't worry, it's just 10 extra stages for both of those there. So you don't have to worry about thinking, oh shoot, do I have to do 30 extra stages or 50 extra stages? But no, not at all. Well, which is definitely a nice change of pace. And yeah, most of the beginner extra stages are just the stages that were skipped over and replaced from story mode and replaced with bonus stages. And so yeah, that's what most of these extra stages are for the beginner. And what's cool about Junction here is that camera's now viewed out enough to where you can technically see the whole map, and the camera even pans outside the space colony, which is kind of cool. But yeah, there is also a slight difference here. It's like I could go into the back on that pathway there, but there is a slight difference here to where the platform behind it is just a little bit further out to where I have to gain a good amount of speed in order to get it. But I'm not gonna do that. And of course, yeah, there are a couple slight differences for some of these stages, like for the conveyor belt stage here, just the first extra stage here. You know, there was like an extra conveyor belt added to it, but you can still clear it no problem. Yeah. All that, and now, and the second half of these extra stages are in World 10. That's usually the case for most of these extra stages as well, with the exception of expert mode. There we go. I had to keep waiting for that block to go down. And one of the interesting details that if you look on the mini map there, you can see like the edges of the starting platform are just not there. Wonder why. I got this. It would have folded down on me, but on my watch. But of course, it is possible to just fall onto the drop down into the goal as it's folded down. But yeah, that's something that I'm not aiming for. It's not like I'm trying to aim for like unique way of entering each goal, you know. I'm just trying to clear for all these stages here, that's all. And yeah, the last extra stage here for a beginner is an original stage, which is called birth, which I can see why that ball was giving birth to a bunch of cubes that are in fact falling down. If that thing opened up, they would all just fall out into space. Nope. If you're one of the speedrun tricks you can do is like you press that switch there to pause it, and somehow if you approach it from the right angle and enough speed, you can get up onto the ramp where all the cubes are coming down on, and just make your way around to the goal that way. And yeah, that's all the beginner stages. That's pretty easy, not too hard. Oh, you finished without making a mistake. Let me try a harder level. Maybe I'll let someone else try a harder level. And it's gonna start playing the credits, but I'm gonna skip that for now. And of course, after each of the challenge mode, you get yeah, you get the you get to put a name in. But you know what? I know what I want. I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well. Yeah, it's telling us how many party points we got. But yeah, now let's move on to advance and we'll change characters. That went by pretty quick, only about 10 minutes. And so we'll do baby next. Now let's move on to, and we don't need to select, change the monk lives counts to be max out 99. Yeah, like this one's it's cool. Well, we get to see like the World 1 variant of World 2 here, which is cool. We see that like the first few stages. And now on to Eden Floor, but I do have something I want to say about the next stage, mainly its name. But yeah, well, let's finish this in a second here, and here we go. And the next stage here, which is called Hoppers. You know what's funny about the name here is that, that's the name of an upcoming movie, which is upcoming Pixar movie set to come out in March of next year, called Hoppers. And another thing about the stage set. So like the only time that big floating flower thing's not here for some reason. But yeah, I did see the teaser trailer for Hoppers in. Looks pretty interesting. I'll definitely check it out. And it's cool. Kind of cool about it is that it's made by the same person who my first death in challenge mode. Yeah, what's cool about Hoppers is the upcoming Pixar movie is that it's being worked on by the creator of We Bare Bears, which, yeah, definitely wasn't like the biggest fan of that show, but I thought it was alright, and I've seen some episodes, so I definitely didn't hate We Bare Bears, but yeah, it is cool that someone is working on from Cartoon Network's working on a Pixar movie now. And yeah, background here changes from day to night, so if you look at that sun there, changes faces, and then the moon shows up. It's up there, and then it will change back to day. In fact, even another thing too. Yeah, like when you pause it at like hit resume to pause and back in when it turns to nighttime, and then just change back. It'll just resume back to the time of day it was when you paused it originally, which is interesting. But yeah, speaking of Pixar, yeah, Pixar's Elio wasn't like the greatest hit, especially after I watched it, I thought, that was okay. Anyway, I'll definitely give it another watch. I definitely will have by the time this video is up. But yeah, honestly, part of me is thinking that, considering me saying that it's my new least favorite Pixar movie, but I'll give it another watch first before I decide on that, saying if it's my new least favorite or not. But so we'll see. But the unfortunate thing about the Blu-ray / 4K is that the 4K is only in a steelbook, so I guess I'm gonna have to make another custom regular 4K of that. Same, I guess, goes for Hoppers and Toy Story 5, but after the Toy Story 5, I'm just gonna stop doing that, because then it'll just be a little bit a waste of money at that point. Just like I did with like the Pixar films having the DVDs inside the 4Ks. I stopped that after Toy Story 4. And got it. And yeah, the extra goals here actually now have more of a purpose. Not only you get more of a bonus points, it also allows you to skip stages. So that'll make getting by some of these a little faster. And now in World 3, now in all the stages here, with the exception of the last one here, is just carried over from the main game. So I think what I'm just gonna do here is I'm just gonna skip all this, since it's all pretty much the same levels we've played, just with a different monkey. But I only highlight any moments where I skip a stage. I go for a goal that allows me to skip a stage. So see you in like a little bit. No, I died. No. Yeah, getting 100 bananas. Ain't you a 1-up? No. There we go. Oof. Yeah, skipped all the way to stage 19, and yeah, another thing about the bananas is in challenge mode is that, and you know what, I'll just show this one since I'm doing the shortcut to it, is that it saves the amount of bananas you've collected, which is nice, so that your banana count doesn't reset with the stage, which is quite nice. So like if I collect that banana there, I'll still and fall off. I'll have 49 bananas, and so that's nice and a good way to like keeping bananas, so you can get any 1-ups. And yeah, we got a Rampage here. It looks more like a skate park, really. I think a better name would be skate park, not Rampage. The only thing I could see it being called Rampage is if you're having a rampage trying to get up there. And yeah, now in World 4 with all the World 4 stages in World 6 style. And yeah, the giant comb, it has like a huge like handle on it. Well, I think the giant comb in like World in World 4 looked more like a giant comb. Well, I mean, there probably are combs that look like this in real life, but I wouldn't really know. Got it. Yeah, only took 2 tries there. So when we get to like coin slot, there is one thing I do want to show about the boiling pot that I didn't get to mention back when we did World 6. So get that on a little, reach that a little bit here. And so let's just get through this, and only a few depths to go through. He was able to raise that up and should have to raise it again. Yeah, plus, who would let a baby monkey do all this? Seems a little dangerous if you ask me. Hey, but maybe this baby's just a few years older than how he looks. Who knows? But yeah, of course, despite me not being a huge fan of Elio, there are still some things I do like about it, like the main, I guess, villains get voiced by that same person who did Brad. Yeah, I don't remember the last name, but same person who did Bloat, voiced Bloat in Finding Nemo. I know that, and I guess to an extent Eeyore in 2018 movie Christopher Robin. So I did like that. He was probably my favorite character in the movie. And my favorite thing in the movie is it probably has to be that whole space thing with Elio and I guess should say he try to avoid a meteor shower. Which yeah, I know that movie was reworked too well. Originally, that wasn't gonna be Elio's, and it was gonna be his mom, but it was changed to her, and after a director switched, and it's coin slot. So there's one thing I want to show about this is that, but I have to go and first go view map here, and as you can see, there's only 1 carrot, 1 fish, and 2 onions. But there's one thing I want to show about this. So, you notice how the water in there is white? Well, it may just look white because of all the steam. But yeah, I'm gonna cut to here and I'll show you and wait for all those coin slots to go down. Alright, so last coin slot went down, as you can see it going down now. But yeah, if you notice the water here now more of a kind of like a tannish color. So yeah, if you just stay on the view map screen, of stage screen for long enough, you can see the boiling water change color. Something I didn't mention before because I didn't really feel like bringing it up really at any point. But yeah, but anyway, another thing too that I kind of wonder is that since we're on the boiling pot here, and in the context of the story, Dr. Bedboom is supposed to be looking for us as he's crawling around on the ground searching. So you think he would I just barely missed that. You think he would notice all these floating platforms and stuff over the boiling pot, and he'd be like, "What? Where all these come from?" And he noticed the monkeys all on there. So you think that something like that would happen, but nah. I kind of get why, So yeah, because it would be kind of weird just seeing a shocked, Dr. Badboon looking at this and be like, "What? Where's all this stuff coming from? What?" So yeah, it would make a nice visual for the background. Then now on Powerful Pod. See if I can pull this trick off you like I did last time. And well, not like that. So trying to see if I can just fall into the goal there. Shoot, that's too much. I might give it 1 or 2 more tries and then just do it the way I used to do it. Well, or how I usually do it, I should really say. Got it! Nice! I'm getting good at that. Because the way I would do it normally is just wait for it to come back around up to the top side and then just go for it. It'll take about 30 seconds to get back up there. But since I'm getting good at it, I guess I really don't need too much anymore. And now onto the advanced extra stages, starting off with these auto doors, which I do quite this stage here. It's cool, but when you get to like the end, when you get to like the last few doors, you have to wait for it to open one at a time, which is a little annoying, but oh well. Well, at least you can still make it to the end, though. And then, yeah, of course, back to the Elio. There are, of course, a few more things about Elio that I do like, but I can't quite remember them off the top of my head. But actually, I guess another thing I do like about the Elio is that how all those shoot. Supposed to go that thing when it was going down. Is that when all those alien creatures say, "Okay, bye, I love you," as they think that's how all Earthlings talk. Got it. And dude, no! Oh, man. Just go again here. I mean, this isn't even the worst of the advanced stages. Okay, I'm holding back a little now. There we go. These stagger here with just a bunch of hexagons that are just moving around. Here, and of course the last one's just like a bunch of tiny pieces of a hexagon. And in fact, I think, yeah, the first one is with the long line though does move as well. I always thought that, but I guess never just bothered to take a good look at it when in view map. And this one's also pretty cool, UFO. Well, you go inside, I guess, a UFO, and you get the golden there. And the whole stage just flips around. The whole UFO spins around so you can get the goal. And if you don't get the goal in time, it spins back around and you have to press the play button again. So I almost didn't even get it there because you can see it starting to turn. But yeah, some of these extra stages I did get stuck on at first, but it's mainly starting with like the second half of the advanced extra stages here where I got stuck on some of them. But we'll see that in a second here. Which was one of the, yeah, and since I still haven't completed them in this file yet, I figured on this memory card slot B, I figured I might as well do it here. The domes, yeah, this was the first one I got stuck on here because I couldn't quite get over this, and get past this without falling off, but I did eventually get past this here. Of course, you could go fast, but and risk bump fall going off, or just take it kind of slow. Of course, this next one here, I did get stuck on, and I didn't know what to do to get past this because these freaking bumpers. But I figured out that just going around in this area here, and then just waiting for the goal to come up here, you can just clear it very easily. And I was like, huh, okay, well, that wasn't too hard once I knew that. And luckily, all the advanced stages after that were pretty easy. And I cleared them all with no trouble. As I say that, I fall. And yeah, the pretty tall stage here. Where you get a pretty good view of this whole room here. And yeah, another thing about it was that it's become, I guess, Pixar's second lowest grossing movie at the box office. So like, first lowest is Onward, but that was mainly due to the pandemic. Like, and not really the movie's fault with its marketing or anything. But it was mainly due to the pandemic for that one. So it's not really. It wasn't really Onward's fault that it became Pixar's lowest grossing movie of all time. So if the pandemic didn't happen, then it's more than likely that Onward would have done better. But who knows how well it would have done. Maybe we'll see. Maybe if they do a sequel to Onward, they'll give us a little bit of an idea of like how much it would have performed. But of course, sequels don't always guarantee that they'll pull off the same numbers as like what a previous film did. It's possible they do perform better or worse. It really just depends. And the final stage for the experts, advanced here is a teapot. And I think if I recall correctly, we stand in like the spot here, and no, wait, it's there. And yeah, the teapot just takes the goal off with it, or knocks it off, I should say. But yeah, I was standing in like the wrong spot. There we go. So, like, trying to take me off with it? Not a chance. Well, you completed that advanced level. Just challenge yourself with a hunter level. And of course, there was not even any credits here, but I'll skip that. I got first place in that. Well, in that case, I'm gonna put my name in instead of just fooling around. Usually, sometimes if I don't get like a good plate rank into this, I just either just do all A's or just another letter, or just something completely random. There's it. Look at that. D D D D D D D. Hey, D D D D D D. But yeah, that's all the stages in advance. Now on to the expert stages.